There are amazing places in this world that defy all logic and make us question how much we really know. These are places that science has not yet been able to fully explain. For example, have you ever seen mountains so tall and impressive that they seem to reach for the sky? What about dark and mysterious underground caves? And how about ocean waves so large and powerful that they defy the laws of physics, surprising even scientists? Or sands that emit musical sounds as if the earth itself was singing a secret melody to us? Well, these are some examples of amazing and unexplainable places that exist on our planet. And guess what? Today we're going to learn about the places on the planet that science hasn't been able to explain even today. Are you curious? Let's start by talking about a mysterious lake. On an island located in Japan, there is a lake that is truly special. Its water has a unique color, an electric blue that glows brightly and changes tone when observed from different angles. But the surprise doesn't stop there. As the seasons change, so does the lake's water, exhibiting an impressive variety of shades of blue and green. Interestingly, this lake is not natural. It was created by humans. The locals built a dam to create a water reservoir. However, something surprising happened. The accumulated water started to change color. Scientists believe that this odd coloring of the water is due to particles of something called aluminum hydroxide. These particles have a unique property of reflecting blue light in an extraordinary way, making the reflection of the sky in the lake more vivid than in any other place. And the name of this place is the colorful lake of Hokkaido. Another lake that holds a big secret is the one inside a former Soviet Union nuclear weapons factory. This lake is so dangerous that it can kill a person in just 1 hour if they stay close to it. Do you know why? For years, this lake was used by the Soviets as a dumping ground for radioactive materials left over from making atomic bombs. There was so much waste that the lake became more radioactive than any other place on Earth. But that wasn't the worst of it. In the year 1957, there was an explosion at the factory that spread radioactive particles into the air and contaminated the entire region. 10 years later, in 1967, the lake dried up and the radioactive dust was carried by the wind to places far away, reaching areas about 1,450 kilometers away. It was a huge disaster, but the area is still very toxic and dangerous. This lake is in Russia and is called Lake Karachay. It's deadlier than Chernobyl, the famous nuclear accident you may have heard of. Believe it or not, there's a magical place where you can walk among trees and flowers one day and dip into a crystal clear lake the next. This place is a park that morphs with every season of the year due to an incredible natural phenomenon. This park is nestled at the base of a mountain range that blankets itself in snow in winter. When spring arrives, the snow begins to melt and rush down the slopes, forming streams and waterfalls that fill the lake situated in the park's center. The water is so pure and clear it's like a giant emerald. The lake swells so much that it ends up flooding the entire park, leaving just the tops of the trees visible. The benches, bridges, paths, and even the flowers are submerged, creating a surreal and captivating scene. Divers who venture into these waters get a close-up view of this underwater landscape that seems like it's straight out of a fairy tale. But this enchantment doesn't last forever. In the summer, the water starts to evaporate and the lake returns to its regular size, revealing the hidden park once again. The plants and wildlife adapt to this change and persist in living in this unique and extraordinary place. You must be curious as to where this wonderful park is, aren't you? It's located in Austria in the Citria region, close to the city of Tregua. The lake is named Grüner See, which translates to Green Lake in German. Did you know there's a city where people sleep for days without waking up? A city where both children and adults fall asleep suddenly without any explanation. The local residents began to suffer from a peculiar condition back in 2003. Sleep attacks that would last up to a week. They would sleep anywhere, on the streets, at school, or at their jobs. They couldn't stay awake even if they tried. No one knew what was happening. Doctors examined the patients but found nothing wrong. Scientists investigated the area but couldn't find any reason. The authorities suspected some conspiracy or sabotage. Some thought it was a contagious disease or epidemic of madness. Many were afraid to remain in the city and wanted to escape. But what was causing this mysterious sleep? These are questions that still have no answers. But one thing is certain, the city of Kalish, situated in Kazakhstan, is a city that no one wants to visit. Are you scared of storms? Imagine one that never ends. One that lasts almost every night of the year, with relentless lightning striking a river. It seems like science fiction, but it's real. And it happens in a very special place. This place is a mystery to science. Nobody knows exactly why this storm is so intense and persistent. There are numerous theories, but none have been proven. Some suggest it's because of a radioactive mineral in the rock. Others say it's due to a combination of climate and geological factors. But the truth is, no one fully understands this phenomenon. And the strangest thing is that he even stopped once. In 2010, the storm simply disappeared for 6 weeks. No one knows what caused this pause, nor what made it come back. Since then, it has continued to light up the sky with its rays. This amazing and scary place is in the west of Venezuela. It is known as the Maracaibo Endless Storm. Would you dare to visit him? Can rocks play a song? I tell you yes. There is a place in the world where this seems to be possible. Imagine you're walking through a quiet green field and suddenly you come across mounds of rocks strewn across the ground. You wonder how they got there. Since there is no sign of erosion or earth movement, you get closer and realize that they come in different shapes and sizes, but they all seem to have something in common. They are smooth and shiny. You get curious and decide to tap on one of them, and then you hear a startling sound. A metallic clank as though you've hit a drum cymbal. You're amazed and try to strike another, then another, and another, all producing the same sound but with varying notes. You start crafting a melody with the stones, feeling like a novice of nature. But what makes these stones so rare? Why do they resonate such sounds? And where exactly is this remarkable place located? Alright, the answer to the latter question is in Pennsylvania, United States. However, the other questions remain unresolved. Researchers who have studied the stones found that they radiate significantly low vibrations when touched, blending with the audible sound. But they're unclear how these stones acquired such an attribute and what its source might be. These stones have a historic significance among Native Americans who viewed them as sacred and natural. They refer to the place as the Singing Lands. European colonizers were also captivated by the stones, trying to relocate them, but they fell silent when removed from their natural environment. Are you aware of any other places on the mysterious sphere where it seems impossible for anyone to visit?